Hi, everybody. It is me, Leo Brown, the fabulous Leo Brown, and I'm on here to give you guys a little bit of an update. So, if you read the title of the video is 10 Things That Moving to Houston Has Taught Me So Far. So, I've been living in Houston for exactly 3 months, and so far it's been good. I really do love living here. It's a wonderful city, it has a small town vibe, it's huge as all get out, but I do love it. And I mean, I've had some ups, I've had some downs so far, but I think everything is a lesson and a blessing, and even lessons can be blessings. So, excuse me, y'all. I just had dinner, so that's why I'm like all burpy and stuff. Anyway, so here are the 10 things that moving to Houston has taught me so far. So, number one, it's taught me to really put myself first. And what I mean by that is that before, when I was living with my brothers, I lived with them for 13 years. And when you live with people that you consider family, when you live with people that you love, very deeply, no matter if they're related or not, you tend to think as a group. You tend to think as a hive mind. You tend to do things together. Versus when you live on your own, you do things on your own. And for the first time, it really has made me ask myself, like, well, what do I want to do? What do I not want to do? It's made me put up boundaries. It's made me think before I act. I have to admit, it's made me a bit more cautious too. Like you can't, be trusting. You can't. Everyone's not your friend. Things like that. Number two would be it has made me find my own niche. And what I mean by that is, like, case in point, I'm not a club person. I am not a club person. I don't like loud. I went out for Houston Pride, right? And I said, okay, I'm gonna go out and support it. And at least say I went. So I went to one club here in Houston, and within an hour I was back in my apartment. Like I just was like, oh, okay, this ain't my scene. I'm not into loud. I'm not into crowded. I like places where the atmosphere is very laid back. I like it where the music is background noise. I like where you can go eat, you can mingle, you can mix. That's what I like. I don't like a lot of running, but ding it. I love Cardi B and Offset and all that, but I don't want to hear it all the time. So it really makes you find your own niche. So what I've learned to do is simple things, like even going to the grocery store, like finding my own grocery store. I love HEB. Shout out to HEB here in on San Felipe in Westheimer. Love those stores. I thank the gods for things like Instacart when I don't want to go out. Um, what else? Hold on, I'm sorry, I had to adjust my chair. Okay. It's really made me, and that, yeah, like I said, that would be number two. It's made me find my own niche. And even if you are not a homebody, you are gonna have to find like your own club or where you like to go or things you like to do or things like that. So it's really made me do that because when I was living with people, I would go where they would go. Like if they went to a leather bar or wherever, I would go to it. Or if they wanted to go to the museum, I would go. I would tag along. So it's made me go, okay, well, what do you want to do? Even if that means going to a bookstore or going to a park, simple stuff. Three has made me see. It has made me see. You have to be careful who you call your friends because, excuse me, I'm sorry, y'all. Had dinner. That's why I keep doing that. But and I say that because I've met some wonderful people here. I have. I've met some wonderful folks. But the one thing I've noticed is that, and I don't think this is true with all of the people, but the one thing I've noticed is that people here are very sweet. They're very nice, but they're also very inconsistent. And what I mean by that is like they'll say one thing, do another. You know what I mean? It's you kind of have to be mindful of whom really is your friend and who really is just a friend. So that's made me see that. And not that making friends here is difficult because it really isn't, but it's just that you kind of have to be very selective. It's made me be very selective, really. It really has. which is a good thing. I think that's just people in general, but you know, that's something that I didn't know because I grew up around. The one thing I have learned from this too is that it's made me realize how sheltered my life has been up to this point because with my brothers, I, you know, their friends were my friends and my friends were their friends. So it was just, I hate to say it, but it was kind of like a marriage. I got so used to our friends intermingling, intertwining, that it was just like, okay, you know, and not that I didn't have my own friends, but it was different. Um, let's see. So I'm trying to think. Number four would be, it's really made me take better care of myself. It's made me really put myself first in the sense of health wise. Like I work out now. I am not a fitness person by any means. Anybody that knows me knows I love some food, but it's really made me see, you know, it's really made me realize like you got to be mindful of what you do to your body because it's just you. You know what I mean? You can't, you know, think about, oh, well, I can eat all this and gain a bunch of weight, and I'm always going to have people to take care of me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, no, you're going to learn to take care of yourself. So it's really made me very aware of that. Number five, speaking of self-awareness, it's really made me aware of budget, of money, of, you know, budgeting, of putting, that's something that I didn't know that, because let me make that clear. I did know that, but I think it's made me more aware of what I choose to spend my money on, how I choose to spend my money, if I want to go somewhere, if I don't want to go somewhere, things like that. Things that before I think I took for granted, because when you live with roommates, anybody that has roommates knows this. You'll have one roommate that does this, one roommate that does that, or you'll have it where you all split things down the middle. So in my case, certain things were split down the middle, but there are also certain things that a roommate would do. Like I had one roommate, he would always cook. So I got used to him cooking. So when I moved out, I'm like, okay, I know how to cook, but I'm not a great cook. So I had to learn how to cook. What do I want to eat? What flavors do I like? Things like that. Basically become my own guinea pig, my own chef, which has actually been a lot of fun. I love to cook. Let's see. And I've learned how to economize, how to spend money, how to, you know, like don't go overboard if I don't have to. How to put money away. Not saying I didn't know this before, but I think it's really hitting home now, which is a good thing. That's a wonderful thing. Let's see. Number six would be learning how to be alone. And I say that because the one thing that I often got teased about when I was first deciding to move here by friends and family was, oh, well, you're moving for a dude. You met somebody. You're moving for a man. Excuse me, y'all. I'm sorry. You're moving for a dude. You're moving for a man. Blah, 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 blah. And, you know, as much as I wanted to be like, no, that's not true or whatever, because it certainly isn't. I moved here to increase my business, to expand, because I was like, I love St. Louis. St. Louis is great, but there's no growth. There's only so far I can go here. I have to move forward. So I said, okay, let me do something else, you know? And plus, I love the city of Houston. I think the energy in Houston is awesome. I think the people are really nice. And it's very homey, but it's also a city of choices. But in that, I said to myself, okay, you're not going to do what some people accuse you of doing, which is, oh, when you live on your own, you can have all kind of men running up and through, you know, your house and you and all that. And I said, no, I don't want to do that. So the one thing that it has taught me is learn how to be alone, learn how to listen to the silence and sit in that. And I will admit that the first month, it was really difficult at first because I was like, okay, it's just so flipping quiet. Because you got to remember, I got used to, like, I lived with my brothers for 13 years. So I got used to dogs and, you know, hearing people go up and down stairs. We lived in townhomes. And I got used to, you know, one person, somebody always being at home. You know, I got so used to that when I moved out, it was like, okay, it's just me. So if I miss a package, or if I don't hear my door, if I hear my doorbell ring, I have to get up and get it. You know, things like that. Things that you kind of, that unfortunately you, and this is true with anybody, you take it for granted. You take for granted your living situation, your setup. Um, so that would be the sixth thing, is that it's really taught me to be alone, to be in my loneliness. And loneliness doesn't always mean lonely. And don't get me wrong, have I had my lonely moments? Oh yeah. The first, I would say the first month, maybe two, I wouldn't sleep very well. I cried a lot because I missed the familiarity of what was around me at the time. Number seven would be, well, speaking of that, speaking of the whole loneliness thing, number seven would be homesickness. And there were moments where I did get homesick, and I would always reach out to them, like I would always reach out to family and friends, and call them and text them and let them know how I'm doing, or I would go on social media, you know, Facebook, Instagram, things like that. And then what happened was I realized, okay, it's not them you miss the familiarity of what they represented. So once I learned to work through that, I'm like, you know what? I miss them, yes, but not in this whole like, oh my God, what am I gonna do kind of thing. So that would be number seven. I had to learn to deal with homesickness, and that's normal. And I'm pretty sure with the holidays coming up, because we're going into the harvest season. By the way, happy Lammas to those who celebrate. Um, we're going into the harvest seasons now, so that's normal. You know, I think that's perfectly normal. Let's see. Number eight would be, okay, this is this is where I'm having a little bit of difficulty. It really lets me see how anal retentive I am. I am a neat freak. I don't like a thing out of place. I like everything to be perfect, like a place for everything and everything in its place. Um, putting together like my apartment, like have like decor and things like that. That's been a pain in my butt because there's so many things I want, and I want to do it all at one time. So I'm like, okay, you got to be patient. So that's, I would say number eight is being patient. Like it's a process. That moving out, moving into your own, doing your own thing, it's a process. You're not going to do everything all at once. And then speaking of that, number nine would be reality. It's really made me face reality, not only about the people of Houston, but also of myself. Because when I first moved here, I thought, oh, honey, I'm gonna have, you know, people all around me. My business is just gonna be booming, blah, 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 blah. And it's not to say that that's not happening. It is. But it's happening in a very progressive way. And it's made me realize it's like, but you gotta live in the moment. You gotta live now. Like right now, maybe there's a reason things are not slow, but things are just simple. You know, things are stable. You know what I mean? You're not running like a chicken with your head cut off. I've had events here in Houston which have gone over really well. I've done podcasts, I've done interviews, like I've done photo shoots, which you guys saw. So I've done a lot of big things in a short amount of time. But it's made me realize it's like, but in order for you to have the kind of reality that you want, you have to create it. And I think when you live with people that you are close to, you tend to lean on them because it's like, well, I don't really need to do this or that, or I can do it, but I'll have them around to either fall back on, or I'll have them around just as like cushion, just in case something goes wrong or whatever. And when you live on your own, it's basically you. It's me, myself, and I. It becomes that. So that would be number nine. It's really made me deal with reality. And dealing with reality is a good thing. It's healthy. You know, it's normal. Let's see. And then the final thing would be, oh, let me think. It's made me realize that I'm stronger than I thought, and that I'm actually more in control than I thought I was, which has been a wonderful thing. Because I think, I can only speak for me. I know that when I lived with people, I didn't feel, well, I doubted myself a lot. And I just thought, well, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. And then when I moved out, you know, a lot of the self-doubt, it does and did come. But what I realized is like, but you manifested so much. Like you manifested your own place, you lost weight, you know, like you're doing so well, and it's only going to get better. But you have to know, like really know from the inside out that you got it, that you're going to be okay. And the one thing that I would say that it's really made me realize over the years that confidence really is an inside job. Confidence is not just this. Confidence is in here. And, you know, it's really made me look at myself, like really made me do a lot of inner work that I think before I never would have done. Like I never would have really done that. But it's forcing me, I think living on my own, not alone, but living on my own has forced me to become more aware, more spiritual, more intuitive, more internal, which has given me a great deal of clarity. Um, Things like that. And I'm going to add one more bonus thing. So, you know, and this kind of goes back to the whole living alone, like learning to be alone thing. So when I first decided that I was going to move here, a lot of my friends and family were like, oh, wait, and I probably said this early, but they were like, you're going to move for a man. That's why you're moving. You're moving because you met somebody, and you're not telling us. And that, of course, is not true. And I said, you know, I want to give myself at least 5 to 6 months of being on my own. We're already in month 4. So I'm like, you know, you good. Just be, because a lot of my friends are like, well, you got your own place. You could just be doing the damn thing. Like, you got your phone. You could have all kinds of men coming in there just, you know, just breaking your back all kinds of ways. And I said no, because I really want to learn to be, I want to learn what do I really want, not just out of a relationship, whether it be casual, whether it be long term, whether it be whatever. But I want to learn, what do I want? Like, what am I really looking for? You know, and it's really made me realize, like, I really am not a one night stand kind of girl. I really am not I'm not uber masculine by any means. I really am not what's the word I'm looking for? You know, I don't want a man to take care of me. I want to be able to, I want us to take care of each other. You know, I really do want a long-term relationship. I don't want to be married tomorrow, but I really would like maybe later, sometime, I would love to be with somebody that actually has that goal in mind. So that's what this made me realize. Like, that's what living on my own has made me see. It's like living in Houston, it's really made me realize, like, I really am a very family-oriented, relationship-oriented or orientated kind of person, you know. So, and then I would say my final thing is really, like I said, it's made me take care of myself. Like, I get my hair cut, I get my nails done, as you can see. You know, things like that before I did that, but not with as much zeal. Whereas now I'm like, I have to do it. I have to go this. I have to go exercise. You know, I even though there are moments where I'm like, I don't feel like doing this today, but I do it. I have to go to work. You know, things like that. So it's really made me more like, it's made me more self-motivated. Like, living here has really made me more self-motivated, which is a wonderful thing. So that's actually all I came here to say. And I just wanted to give you guys an update because I know I haven't done like a video in a while. If you want to contact me, you can leave a comment below. Like, so let me ask you this. So before I get out of here, I'm gonna ask you this. If for you guys that have ever moved on your own, or you made a big move, what did it teach you? What did you learn from it? In what way did you grow? Leave it below in the comments because I want to hear your feedback on it. And until next time, it is me, darlings, the fabulous Leo Brown, and I will talk to you soon. Okay? Bye-bye.